McFarland says she wants to block it.
In court right now, her attorney, Abby Lowell, a famous name, he defended Hunter Biden, Jared Kushner, and other political figures, is saying that the judge here should order Cook remain a Federal Reserve Board governor and keep that position, return things to the status quo, and let Ms. Cook defend herself against any allegations as she serves as Federal Reserve Board chair.
A White House official says President Trump has revoked Secret Service protection for former Vice President Kamala Harris effective Monday. CBS's Christopher Cruz tells us Secretary of State Rubio has revoked the visas of Palestinian leaders who are looking to attend the UN General Assembly.
In a statement, the State Department said Rubio has also ordered the denial of some new applications from Palestinian officials. It's not clear how many visas have been revoked or how many applications will be denied. The statement said before the groups can be considered partners for peace, quote, they must consistently repudiate terrorism, including the October 7th massacre.
Well, CBS's Anna Schechter has the latest on the investigation into this week's deadly mass shooting in Minneapolis.
Investigators are continuing to interview the shooter's parents and other relatives to try to find out if others might have had an inclination or any information that this attack was coming.
Now to New Orleans, WWL radio reporter Dave Cohen has more on ceremonies to mark 20 years since Hurricane Katrina.
20 years after Katrina, there were wreath-laying ceremonies in coastal waters, at the levee breach sites, and at the Katrina Memorial, where some of the 1,400 killed in the storm are laid to rest.
On this summer anniversary, we must remember and honor those who lost their lives. We offer praise and gratitude for all those who served our community during that time and for the rebirth and growth of our city.
Dr. Steve Nelson. This solemn ceremony was followed with a celebration of the city's survival and recovery.
A new study finds 40% of children between the ages of 3 and 5 who've been diagnosed with ADHD are prescribed drugs before behavioral treatment is tried. Yair Bennett is the study's lead author.
In this young age group, it seems that there is more effectiveness in trying these behavioral approaches than starting with medications.
CBS News has learned Republican Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa is expected to announce next week she will not run for re-election. The Dow is down 180. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What did investigators find in their most recent search of the campground where Travis Decker's daughters were found dead? The story coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Seattle, southbound MLK Junior Way South is still closed at South Othello Street due to a fatal car pedestrian crash this morning. Light rail is also slow in the area because of the investigation going on. Travel times otherwise are pretty good. Everett to Seattle, 25 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, half an hour. Renton to Bellevue, 27. And your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. We're learning what the FBI found during an intense, focused search this week for accused killer Travis Decker.
We will not relent. We will not give up.
That vow from the Chelan County Sheriff as the FBI led more than 100 personnel in a 2-day grid search surrounding the campground near Leavenworth where Decker's 3 daughters were found dead. Investigators say they're examining several items now they recovered to see if they're linked to the case and could be used by them or future investigators to conclude exactly what happened to Decker. Seattle police are searching for the woman accused of pistol whipping and then shooting a 21-year-old woman in a park at the Chinatown International District. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports.
Police say this started in Hoamai Park around 1. A verbal spat that turned physical. The woman had serious injuries. She's in the hospital. The shooter was gone, though, by the time officers got there.
Kroger's closing 6 Western Washington Fred Meyer and QFC stores, blaming increased crime and regulations. And emotions ran high at a town hall meeting in Tacoma last night as people gathered to discuss the upcoming closure of a Fred Meyer store on Pacific Avenue.
Are you all mad about this? Yeah. We're all mad about this.
Locals tell KIRO 7 TV the store, set to close September 27th, is a lifeline for low-income families, seniors, and students. Sound transit is billions of dollars over budget, and the agency just announced all of its ongoing projects will come with a heftier price tag. More from KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Ottley.
Board members blame inflation and rising costs out of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as uncertainty around tariffs and federal funding.
We don't really know what those impacts are going to be yet.
Thursday, the board moved forward on its enterprise initiative, a plan to identify where the agency can cut costs and increase its revenue. The final goal, update the system plan to make it affordable and in line with what voters wanted.
Well, it's about 2 years behind schedule, but Sound Transit says light rail service to Federal Way will open December 6th. Sound Transit says it'll take about 50 minutes to go from Federal Way down to Seattle. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the low 80s. That's what we have on deck Saturday. A little cloudier and temperatures topping out at 79 on Sunday, back to 80 on your Labor Day Monday. It is 65 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You know what time it is. It is officially Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays, August 29th. Ursula, you ready for a great weekend?
I am ready for a great weekend.
You got the groovy. I think Nick played that because of what you're wearing.
I look like I'm ready for a cruise, but I am going to be heading to Vegas after the show today. Do you remember when we started the show almost 6 years ago, and I used to brag about never really having coffee on a regular basis? And in fact, I probably could count on one hand how many times I had drunk coffee. I'm now up to 2 cups every morning.
2 cups?
Yes. So I'm on my second cup already. So it's going to be that kind of a Fresh Friday.
Okay. What else is going
coming
on
up at 9:30, another showdown is set for Seattle this weekend. A Christian nationalist rally at Gasworks Park and a queer-led counter event across town and a mayor caught in the middle. The last time this happened, you might recall, it ended in pepper spray and nearly 24 arrests. And the question is, can Seattle protect free speech and protect its communities at the same time? So we are going to dive into that. Our text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO. And welcome to all of you watching us on YouTube.
All right, let's see what Ursula's rundown is about here at the top stories. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
If you are going to be flying out this weekend, SeaTac Airport is bracing for more than 1 million travelers between yesterday and Tuesday. The single busiest day is going to be today, with nearly 200,000 people moving through the airport, followed closely by Monday's return rush. The worst times, early mornings between 5 a.m. and noon, and again in the late afternoon around 3 to 5 p.m. If you're going to be taken to the roads, which a lot of you will be, WashDOT says expect the usual holiday gridlock, I-5 through Tacoma, I-90 over Snoqualmie Pass, Highway 2 over Stevens. Those are going to be some of the big choke points. And if you're taking a ferry, be ready to wait as well. You're going to have a lot of company. And, of course, all of that travel chaos is leading to one destination for many people because, in case you haven't heard, Seattle has snagged the title of the #1 domestic travel destination for Labor Day weekend. We're even ahead of Orlando and New York. And that's all thanks to cruise traffic, some big festivals, and, of course, just how irresistible the Emerald City vibe is.
All I know is if you know anybody that's crazy enough to go to the airport this weekend here at SCA, ask them what is their problem. Ursula?
I know. I'm a glutton for punishment. I wanted to squeeze in one last little trip before we were all done with summer.
You know,
so why not go to the place where it's 100 degrees right now?
I was waiting to talk about this on the show. I find it interesting. You talk about the perfect weather.
Yes.
You talk about what you love. You talking about Seattle, and yet you are going to leave Seattle
I know.
on one of the nicest weekends of the year.
I know.
So you're going to go somewhere it's 100 degrees.
Because I'm taking advantage of that extra.
What's drawing you to Vegas?
Because I can go for one extra day without having to use a vacation day. Because I'm saving those all up. So Monday is a holiday.
Oh.
Right?
Okay,
so I can have a bit of an extended week. And the other thing is, I had a friend who asked, friend Sonia.
Sonia.
Yes.
Sonia always wanted to go kick it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so a couple of things of good news.
Mm-hmm.
Bumbershoot this weekend. Evergreen State Fair continues in Monroe. And the Washington State Fair kicks off today in Puyallup.
So
I still call it the Puyallup.
So I want to ask you all, the same way you guys don't like to call it SCA, do you guys don't want to call it the Washington State Fair?
No.
Do you still call it the Puyallup Fair?
And in fact, I love the fact that in their commercials they say, do the Puyallup. I mean, it's still there.
Okay.
Because that's never going to get out of my head.
Yeah.
It's not the Washington State Fair, in my mind.
I like going there, and it's the only time.
Like, what are you doing there?
Fat Boy G goes down there and gets some scones. Fat Boy G wants some scones, baby.
You're going there for the scones?
Hey, I look at the people and I say,
it's people watching.
You know why I'm here? Let me get them scones.
Okay, what are you wearing? Are you wearing like the regular G dressed up fit?
I'm not going to. Oh, when I go to Puyallup?
Yeah.
I kind of like to blend in. But this weekend, I'm pulling up to Vancouver, BC.
Ah.
Go holler at them up there.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I know. I am a glutton for punishment going to the airport, but again, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be that we would have even higher gas prices than we did last year. The national average right now is about $3.15 per gallon.
Uh-huh.
That's the lowest Labor Day level price since 2020. So for the rest of the country, it's really good news because that's 14 cents cheaper than this time last year. But AAA says statewide average for gas here, $4.39.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that is thanks to us having the second highest gas taxes in the country and, of course, our climate law known as the Cap and Invest program. So, yeah, even though the rest of the country is seeing lower gas prices, ours are not going down.
Wait, before you move on,
yeah,
I probably should ask you this off the air, but I'm going to ask you in front of everybody.
Okay.
Why today in your top stories of news, why did you start off with Labor Day and fun and all these affairs and all that instead of like starting off with like the CDC or something?
Because you're always telling me that my top stories bring you down.
Oh.
So A, and B, it's a fresh Friday, as you pointed out. And C, what's everyone talking about right now?
Labor Day weekend.
Exactly.
Nobody's talking about the CDC?
No. And maybe we'll avoid it for today. It's like I said, it is you're a troublemaker. Okay, here we go. Maybe this is more your liking. Seattle, unfortunately, has landed on another list that it probably wishes it hadn't. A new study based on the FBI's 2024 crime report ranks Seattle among the worst in the country for both total crime and property crime. So here are some specifics. Seattle recorded nearly 5,800 incidents per 100,000 residents last year. That's more than 170% higher than the national average, according to this study that ranks us fourth overall on property crime, which includes burglary, theft, car prowls. We are the third worst in the country with a rate more than 180% above the U.S. average. Only Portland and Memphis fared worse. Okay, we keep hearing that violent crime is down. Violent crime was lower by comparison, but still troubling. Seattle logged a violent crime rate of 775 per 100,000 residents. That's more than double the national average. So, again, here's where it gets complicated. The Seattle Police Department and the mayor have been saying that crime is going down.
We do know that we have some very troubled areas in the city. And we also realize that people are using fentanyl and using drugs, and this affects the quality of life. The fact is that serious crimes are down.
And technically, he's not wrong. Through the first months of this year, 4 months, violent crime citywide was down nearly 20% compared to the same period in 2024. And property crimes in some neighborhoods have dropped by as much as 25 to 30%. But then there are some neighborhoods like the East Precinct, Capitol Hill, Central District, property crimes haven't gotten better, and reports of violent crimes like sexual assaults have actually gone up. So what do you make of this report? What's your reaction to it?
Bad, right? I think that Uncle John Urquhart, got on our show the other day, and he said something very important. No matter what the numbers say, it's always, most of the time, it's how people feel. And there's a lot of fear of crime, and that is not good here or anywhere. What I also think about it is do I believe the numbers? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and do what others do when they decide if they don't like the numbers, so they say, oh, well, I don't believe them. I believe what the FBI is saying about these numbers. The last thing that I think of when great question to ask me, what do I think of? I think this. I would like to decrease crime. And the thing is I know that when I say that, everybody wants to decrease crime, but I don't think people really want to go about it doing it the right way. And the only way to decrease crime is to decrease poverty. And so when we have that conversation, I don't know why it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall when that happens. Again, you tell me that, you ask me how I feel, I say, okay, yes, I want to decrease crime. Everybody listens, says, duh, gee, I want to decrease crime too. Okay, great. Decrease poverty, you'll decrease crime.
Yeah. I think it's because a lot of times when you say decrease poverty, they automatically go to, well, do you also then agree with defunding the police? From the very beginning of this show, you know what I'm saying, though. From the very beginning of this show, we have never, ever, ever agreed with the idea of defunding police. You and I have consistently said we need to increase police presence. We need to beef up our police department. I don't think that we have wavered in that. You can say that and also say that there need to be some dramatic reforms, which that has been something that has been in the works in the Seattle Police Department. And so one does not have to be mutually exclusive, right? So when you say you bring up poverty needs to go down, I think you're right. I mean, that's something that John Urquhart brought up as well. And I don't mean to keep bringing his name up, but that is someone who has been in law enforcement for 4 decades, right? And so when I look at this, what I wish and what I take away from it is, yeah, you can't keep saying violent crime is down. It's down from what? Until we can say we really don't have a crime problem, we shouldn't rest. But we also shouldn't be fighting each other in terms of, hey, wanting that same goal, right? I mean, essentially that's what it is. Okay, parents in Pierce County are still reeling after the first day of school turned terrifying at Graham Kapowsin High School. Deputies say a 14-year-old boy who apparently didn't even attend the school showed up on campus with a loaded gun in his backpack. 3 schools went into lockdown. Parents were waiting outside. One mom described the gut punch of watching heavily armed deputies rushing in just as her daughter walked out. She says it was devastating. And deputies say school security tipped off a resource officer, and that quick response likely prevented something far worse. The teen ran away, but officers caught up to him. And in court the next day, prosecutors revealed that there was a round already in the chamber, 2 more in the magazine. The boy pled not guilty, but given his criminal history, which included an attempted robbery charge, a juvenile court commissioner ordered him to stay locked up for now. Apparently, they're saying that 3 other students may have been involved. Investigators are still piecing together what they were doing with him on campus. And the district says it followed protocol, but many families are asking the same question. Are we really doing enough to keep schools safe? Wait, you're laughing, but I mean, this comes at a time when, what happened in Minneapolis this week.
I'm laughing at the question.
Yeah.
On if we are doing enough to keep schools safe.
And what can we do additionally?
I just, I think that this tragedy that happened in Minnesota, and then we have the first day of school that happens yesterday here. You have Graham Kapowsin here in the news, and it's a 14-year-old with a gun. And I remember there used to be a time that people, and maybe some people are still saying it right now, like, where are the parents? Right? Because sometimes 14-year-olds, even living in good homes with good parents, can do something dumb. Anyways, no, Ursula. I think always needs to be more that needs to be done with schools. Now, I don't know the details around this. I don't even know if this 14-year-old was necessarily a student here.
They said it did not appear to be.
Okay, so yeah. So again, I know that younger and younger, we are finding out kids with guns, kids having access to guns. So it's a big problem all the way around.
Well, the thing that stood out to me, though, and this is where it worked, school security tipped off a resource officer, and they are saying that is what likely prevented something far worse.
That's good.
And there's a lot of debate in terms of whether schools should be investing in school resource officers. I know you and I land on the same page on that, and we say yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I would love to hear what you all think. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And our final story this segment, this started as a routine call for Auburn Animal Control, but it quickly turned into a heartbreaking discovery. More than 100 little dogs crammed into a small duplex living in horrific conditions. These dogs are all Chiweenies. That's a Chihuahua. I know, sorry. I knew you were going to laugh. Okay, gee, this is a very serious story with a Chiweenies. Something you learned. A Chihuahua Dachshund mix.
Wait, time out. Wait a minute. Hey, y'all. Ursula did this on purpose because, in fairness, we talked about this and we were preparing in preparation of the show, and not one time did you bring up Chiweenie. You just kept saying dogs. I never heard nobody say Chiweenie.
I said Chiweenie a bunch of times in the morning.
You just weren't paying attention once again. Okay, sorry. We're laughing because we're going to get it out there because we're going to be talking about something. Because they were all covered in fleas and they were surrounded by filth. And the smell of feces and urine was so strong, neighbors had been complaining for weeks. So when Officer Roy Peckham finally opened the door, he says it was like the floor itself was moving. There was a sea of tiny, tiny Chiweenies scurrying in every direction.
It was something you can't imagine, but it was something that was unlivable for humans or animals. I was able to get them one by one, just pull them out. They were able to be documented and safely kenneled by our kennel staff there. In my 7 years here, this is my largest case ever and the largest case I've ever seen come out of Auburn. And it's just so great to have a positive outcome as well for all of these animals.
Como 4 News reports that the woman who lived there admitted that she started with just a handful of pets because none of them were spayed or neutered, though. Those numbers spiraled out of control. And within a year and a half, the home became unlivable for her and for the animals. And okay, we got the giggles out of the Chiweenies. Now I need to ask a serious question. Do you charge this woman with animal neglect?
Absolutely. 100 dogs? I always ask, you've been doing this thing for 37 years. Have you ever heard of somebody having 100 dogs?
Well, I've heard of a lot of pets, but
you ain't heard
100 of the same particular dog? No.
No, wait.
No, I know you're trying to know.
Did she have 100 of them?
Over 100, yeah.
100 Chiweenies?
Yes. Like, how does that get?
That's a specific skill set to acquire 100 Chiweenies. How do you do that?
Yeah, so, okay, well, it's not how I do it. It's the Chiweenies were not spayed or neutered, and they were all living in cramped quarters, and that's what happened.
So they just kept having babies after babies.
It's just really sad. And these dogs are now at shelters all across the region, and it's Auburn Valley, Seattle, Skagit Valley Humane Societies, along with Forgotten Dogs Rescue. So they're going to be posting updates on when they're going to be ready for forever homes because they need to be retrained too. Right. I mean, these dogs are... So you're saying yes on the animal.
So are they
animal neglect at least?
So would this be considered 100 brothers and sisters all living in one apartment?
Yes. The direction your brain is going right now, I think we're going to end this segment. I think we're going to save ourselves.
Fair enough. All right. 9:47. We need to talk. And up next, hey, the mayor is in a real battle today. or this weekend, considering what is going to be happening. There's one side and there's another, and the mayor and so many are right in the middle. We'll tell you what that is next. Gee and Ursula.
The John Curley Show.
I told my wife once that you can tell the temperature outside.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You count the number of chirps that a cricket makes in 15 seconds, and you multiply that by 4, and that tells you the outside temperature. All right, you know what?
What kind of formulas?
I'm going to look it up. And you know what? You're going to be eating your words in there, Mr. Laffy, Laffy.
Okay. The John Curley Show. Weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
And Julio makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and the strike 3 called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here for the stretch run at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are kicking off their next homestand with a 3-day Logan Gilbert Funko Pop giveaway against the Cardinals, September 8th to 10th. Plus, don't miss the final Mariners fireworks night of the season, September 12th against the Angels, presented by T-Mobile. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on OpenSignal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Searching the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
A serial killer on the prowl for teen girls in the Pacific Northwest. At least 2 escaped.
She literally crawled out of her grave. Just a miracle that she survived.
Hear their stories. Follow Stolen Voices of Dole Valley now.
At Carter Subaru, your drive begins with savings. With over 300 new vehicles in stock, shop your way, in-store or from home. Plus, when you buy from Carter, you support our community. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Crews fighting the Bear Gulch wildfire are down 44 firefighters today. Border Patrol agents arrested 2 of them for being in the country illegally and escorted the rest off federal land. The firefighters were working through contract companies that the Bureau of Land Management says it is no longer doing business with. Fire Information Officer Rachel Lipsky insists
the Border Patrol operation is not interfering with firefighting activity.
The fire is burning on nearly 9,000 acres and is 13% contained. There's concern ICE may be exacerbating a shortage of construction workers nationwide.
Boyd Warsham, CEO of the National Center for Construction Education and Research, blames part of the nationwide construction labor shortage on foreign-born workers laying low, scared of possible ICE raids.
Even if they are legal, I think there's a fear of a raid and then being called up in something that is very disruptive to their family and to them.
Construction employment has stalled nationwide. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The White House border czar Tom Homans is singling out Seattle and other areas that don't actively help ICE.
Portland, Seattle, all these sanctuary cities that refuse to work with ICE, where we know public safety threats are being released every day into this country, especially those cities, we're going to address that.
Washington State Governor Bob Ferguson says local resources should not be spent on doing the federal government's job for it. Holman says Chicago will likely be the next target for a federal crackdown on illegal immigration. The director of the CDC, longtime scientist Susan Moranez, has been fired after resisting changes to vaccine policy advanced by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. She believes his policies contradict scientific evidence. It is getaway day for the Labor Day weekend. CBS's Chris Van Cleve reports.
American and United Airlines expect to fly about 7 million passengers this weekend. The FAA is forecasting the busiest Labor Day in 15 years. The Kittle family is hoping to beat the crowd leaving Washington, D.C.
Yeah, definitely nervous. We didn't know what to expect with the holiday. We thought it might be really busy, so we got here a little bit early.
Most Americans will drive, finding gas prices on average about 15 cents a gallon cheaper.
Now in Seattle, the average price for a gallon of gas is $4.56. That's 17 cents more than a year ago. The state gas tax increased over the summer. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 136 points. NASDAQ off 240. KIRO News Radio traffic in Seattle, southbound MLK Jr. Way South was closed all morning due to a fatal car pedestrian crash. Light rail also slow in the area because of that investigation. Travel times otherwise are looking pretty decent. Everett to Seattle, 25 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, half an hour. Renton to Bellevue, 27, and your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by Kia of Everett. Thinking of a Kia EV? Act fast. Thousands in tax credits end September 30th. KiaofEverett.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny with highs in the low 80s today. It's 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Block.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. It is a fresh Friday, and we sure appreciate you hanging out with us. Our text line is open for you, 888-973-5476. 888-973 KIRO. So a lot of stuff going on this weekend, including another protest showdown. Christian nationalist Sean Fucht is bringing his Revive in 25 rally to Gasworks Park this weekend. It was originally planned for Cal Anderson Park in the heart of Capitol Hill's LGBTQ plus community, but the city moved it after concerns that it would inflame tensions. Capitol Hill Pride Director Charlotte Lefevre tells King 5 News this event just shouldn't happen.
We need to be supporting and celebrating our community. And for us, there's no question. This is malicious harassment and incitement. And this is not what I feel Seattle is about. We need to stand up. We need to speak up. If not, this harassment and bullying will continue.
So remember back in May, the Mayday USA Don't Mess With Our Kids tour came to Capitol Hill's Volunteer Park. Hundreds of people showed up. And just to be clear, this group frames itself as defending kids against what it calls radical gender ideology. And Fucht himself has called the LGBTQ community, this is a quote, a cult bent on perverting and destroying the innocence of every child. Now, I'm saying this because people took issue the last time we covered this, and I mentioned them as right-wing or extreme Christian group, and people asked why don't I just call them a Christian group? Counter protesters did show up, though. Violence broke out. Pepper spray, punches flew. 23 people were arrested. And Mayor Bruce Harrell was blasted for not condemning left-wing violence. And now he's vowing to protect everyone's constitutional right.
The law is crystal clear. You cannot shut down a venue on anticipated speech. Any group under the First Amendment has a right to use one of our public assets, such as a park, to have assembly. That's embedded in the First Amendment, and we have to respect the First Amendment.
Okay, so where do you stand on this? When rallies cross into targeted attacks on a specific community, should the city treat that as free speech to be protected or as harassment that needs to be stopped?
They should address it as free speech. I want to tell you guys a story that happened 30 years ago. I was in college then. I was in Angola, Indiana, and the Ku Klux Klan came to town. And as you all know, the Ku Klux Klan, right, their target audience, they don't like anybody black. It's very specific. Well, anyway, Ursula, the Klan came to town. They're all in their white hoodies and all that kind of good stuff, walking through town. Well, the entire town was against it. It was not favorable. Now, they had the right to be there, and they were there. So people were just yelling at them. It wasn't a popular thing. To this day, the Klan never came back. Okay? As a matter of fact, have you ever seen a Klan before? Sophia, have you ever seen a Klan before? Nick, you ever seen a Klan before? Okay. So you don't see the Klan today because it's not popular. They could come here right now, and they would be protected by free speech. This thing right here, see, they've gotten better at this stuff, and they don't necessarily say that they're Klan, or I'm not calling the Christian group necessarily Klan. What I'm saying is this Christian group is coming here to their fight is against, hey, we want to protect our kids. And so they have this message, right? They should be protected. Meanwhile, there's going to be people that's going to come out there that's going to be against that. Well, unfortunately, some of the people that's going to be against that, they might try to get violent too. So a lot of them that are against that, I think that they are in the wrong too.
Yes.
The problem is there are a fraction, too many people that actually kind of agree with this Christian group and what they're doing. Let me say it again. 30 years ago, nobody in that town was agreeing with the Klan being there. Here we are today, there are a lot of people that's like, well, yeah, I do believe that our kids are threatened by the trans community. There are people that really believe that. Do I believe that? Absolutely not. But that's not the point. The point is too many people do. Too many people use their platform to tell you that the trans community is a dangerous community. You and I fight every single day for the trans community. We tell people they are targeted, unfortunately. But the point is yes, they deserve free speech.
Yes.
Yes, they should be protected. They should be able to do their thing. Unfortunately, they're going to keep coming back and back and back because so many people agree with them.
Well, and I have played right into it because now I have mentioned this group and I have to cover it and we have to cover it because it is something that did bring out, unfortunately, it brought out what turned out to be a violent protest.
Yeah, right.
And the best case scenario would be allow them their free speech.
Yes.
Ignore them. Like if you are a member of the LGBTQ community, and I know that there is a planned protest, a peaceful one in another area, and just don't let it get exactly, and don't let it get to the point where you feed into their hatred.
Right. I agree with you. But one more thing I want to remind you of. Before the Ku Klux Klan, before their meetings, you know what they would always do? Pray.
And I know you're trying to keep them very separated from this particular situation. But now folks are texting in, and Kara, the cleaning lady, who is a conservative, says they are an extreme right-wing Christian group. Again, I am taking the time to explain why it is that I categorize them as that. You can make the decision for yourself, but that is some of the language that has been used.
But again, we have. Hey, Ursula, I got one for you before you move out of this topic. Let me tell you the society that we have become. I remember in 1988, who was the presidential candidate that had to pull out because the affair? Was it Gary Hart?
Yes.
You remember what I'm talking about? 1988? It was
Gary Hart.
Gary Hart. And the affair, right? It was the affair that they was like, hey, he can't run for a president. There was an alleged affair. The boat and all that stuff.
Yeah, the boat. I was like,
right?
What was the name of that boat again? Yeah, okay, yeah.
So you guys remember that. So that right there was, 30, 43 years ago? 45 years ago? 43. So here we are today. We have a president, right? What has happened is people today is, if I agree with your politics, I'm okay with that bad behavior. If you are against that and I agree with it, I'm okay with that other stuff. That's what we have become. You see,
it's crazy.
We've become that.
It's crazy. But again, I just wanted to make it real clear as to why I had categorized this particular group a certain way. You can make the decision for yourself. I just hope it stays peaceful.
I tell you what, people have learned how to disguise their racism these days. Hey, coming up next, Ursula, we do need to talk. We'll do that next, Gee Ursula.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio. On 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it. Take the first step. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together. Call 866-86-YOUNG.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
I always say, know where your food comes from. And for the best tasting food, choose locally fresh. Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. So, our family can keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Okay, Nick, when I hear this song right here, you know what I feel like? I feel like I just need a mustache.
I feel like I got an afro.
Just
in the
a
70s
regular
with this one.
mustache, Ursula. A thick mustache.
Okay.
It's Labor Day weekend, a holiday affectionately known as the last weekend of the summer. And for many of us here in the Pacific Northwest, It feels very true. So, actually, not really. Because we actually get September pretty good and into October.
It's just almost the best place to have a September is here in the Pacific Northwest.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, but everyone's being so dramatic right now. At
What
least
you mean?
They're like, oh my gosh, it's summer's ending.
That's
ready
Ursula.
for
That's Ursula. That's what you're talking about.
We do that every year. This has been the case
Ursula
for 30 plus years.
Yeah. Well, first off, you got the Washington State Fair. I know y'all call it the Puyallup. And you guys know, I've already told you earlier what I love about that thing. You get them scones. Fat Boy G comes out.
Is it really about the scones for you?
It's the only time that,
How about elephant ears? Do you do that too?
Nah, that's too sweet.
Do you do any rides? Any games? Are you just walking around? What are you doing?
Walking around. Me and the wife.
and the scones.
And people watching.
I knew it. Okay.
Yeah, people watch. Okay,
Bumbershoot?
Bumbershoot? Now, do you know that it wasn't until like 2 years ago, I didn't know it was Bumbershoot. I thought it was Bumper.
It's named after umbrellas.
Okay. So
Bumbershoot is another
Bumbershoot will be taking place over the weekend at the Seattle Center. Tickets are still available for the multi-day music festival.
How much are they?
Sophia, how much are these tickets?
$150 for the weekend. Where are we going? That's cheap.
$150?
For a music festival?
This is true.
When's the last time you looked at concerts or music festivals?
Weezer's going to be headlining Saturday night. There's actually a name that I recognize.
Who is Weezer?
A musician?
Just some white people music. It's really what it is.
Oh, boy.
You said it.
Hey, real quick. Sophia said that.
She's not wrong, though.
Sophia said it was not G.
Give us some Weezer.
I'll find some.
Get us some Weezer. Now, for all you fans out there in the soccer world, y'all know my main man, Lionel Messi, soccer star, international soccer superstar. Lionel Messi will be in Seattle this weekend. The legend, so I'm told, holds the record for the most goals in La Liga.
La Liga.
Hey, well, y'all got to be careful with that. And has won 4 Champions League titles. Now, playing alongside Inter Miami, Messi will take on the Seattle Sounders at the league's Cup final this Sunday night. Boy,
you sound like you're really into that world of soccer.
Yeah,
I mean, look at his shirt. He's such a fan of soccer.
What you're wearing.
They got some trap words in there. Now, wait a minute. Now, this last part, Ursula, because it's news, I got to let you know. Finally, if there are any people that like to run around naked, all of our nudist folks out here, don't you worry. Seattle did not forget about you. Our friends at Denny Blaine Park are having what they're calling a Labor Day nude in protest, an opportunity to hang out. While you're all hanging out, organizers say there will be a potluck, music, and art on Monday. Now, Ursula, why you laugh when I give you the news?
Because Sophia provided you some puns, which you went right over.
Yeah, you missed the whole line of the joke. I was like really excited for you to read it.
I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't miss it.
This is true.
Man.
He misses nothing.
No.
Man.
Trust me, I didn't miss it.
Okay, and for those of you who don't know why we're giggling, it's because we did do that recent field trip to Denny Blaine Park, a beautiful park where I actually interviewed some people while they were in the nude. G went over there with his rubber ducky Speedo. And we posted it on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page in case you're not caught up with all that.
Jay and Lacey says, G not knowing who Weezer is like me saying I don't know who Lionel Richie is. Come on
Thank
now.
You. Okay, wait. This is Weezer.
This is a little bit of Weezer. It's just an instrumental, but, Beverly Hills. That's where I want.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You've heard of that one.
Okay.
I'm sure
you
you've
would
heard
recognize this. It's top 40 songs.
Yeah. I know the song. I just didn't know Weezer.
So $150 is a bargain, in other words.
You don't want to know what I've paid for some concerts in the past.
This is true. This is true.
Man. Well, let me back in my day, we were getting concert tickets, $19.99 and $50.
What is the most you've ever paid for a concert? And what was it?
Oh. I think the most that I've ever paid was maybe $150 to see. Because
Yeah, I know. You get freebies. Lucky you.
See, that's the problem.
Yes,
in life,
you're spoiled.
People, you know what I'm saying? People that can afford it, they need to be paying. All right, Ursula. That 9 o'clock hour went fast. There's a lot of things that I learned about today. I learned about Weezer. I learned about Tweenies. And I learned about all the top stories going on Labor Day weekend. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, this story. This is what you guys got to stick around. Have you guys heard about what happened with the presence of Border Patrol and fighting fires and all that stuff? It's national news. Well, Ursula and I, we get to weigh in on this topic finally. We'll talk about it next. Gee and Ursula.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with XFi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-7906. 800-298-7906.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
Is it me, or is it musty?
Oh, damp. Check the bathroom.
Damp! Wait!
Yeah?
I'm ordering Damp Rid!
Get rid of the damp by trapping excess moisture with Damp Rid.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carter Subaru wants to buy your car. Carter Subaru will buy your vehicle for top dollar, even if you're not in the market for a new one. And when you are ready to buy a new vehicle, your drive begins with savings at Carter Subaru. Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. It's a busy day at the airports. Security screening in Miami as millions of us head out for the last 3-day holiday weekend of the summer. CBS's Chris Van Cleve on the Labor Day push.
The TSA thinks they'll screen around 17.1 million, nearly 3 million today. Sunday will also be very busy. The airlines tell us they expect today and Sunday will be the busiest, the peak of the peak, if you will. And that also when you're likely to see the busiest conditions on the roads is folks who didn't take today off are going to hit the road when they get out of work today.
Well, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has signed into law a new congressional voting map designed to help Republicans gain more seats in the 2026 midterm elections.
Texas is now more red in the United States Congress.
A key Senate Republican's planning to end her career on Capitol Hill, as we hear from CBS's Jennifer Jacobs.
Sources tell CBS News that Republican Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa has told confidants that she plans to reveal next week that she will not seek re-election in 2026. The senator's announcement is scheduled for Thursday, the sources said. Spokespeople for Ernst did not reply to requests for comment.
Well, CVS, the country's largest pharmacy chain, says it's currently not offering COVID vaccines in 16 states.
CVS cites the current regulatory environment. Pharmacists in those 16 states can't give shots that haven't been recommended by the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. That panel has yet to endorse this fall's COVID shots and is not scheduled to meet for another 3 weeks. Andy Pexos is a virologist at Johns Hopkins University.
COVID is happening right now, so we run the risk of delaying the rollout of the vaccine while we go through some of these regulatory hurdles.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
No immediate ruling today from a judge considering President Trump's firing of Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. The Trump administration's move to end Secret Service protection for former Vice President Harris come Monday. Jerusalem reporter Linda Gradstein now on the recovery of a hostage body in Gaza.
Ilan Weiss was killed on the morning of October 7, 2023, while he was defending Kibbutz Be'eri, close to the border with Gaza, and his body taken to Gaza. His wife and daughter were also taken hostage and later freed during a week-long truce and hostage release deal in November 2023. The recovery of his body came as Israel is poised to launch an operation to take over Gaza City.
President Trump has indicated the administration won't be spending $4.9 billion in congressionally approved foreign aid. Wall Street, the Dow is down 140. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Sound Transit way over budget. We have details in a moment, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. You are slow on State Route 18 across the Tiger Mountain Summit, and you bogged down on I-5 southbound near JB Lamb, but that's not really affecting your travel time Tacoma to Olympia just yet. It's 35 minutes. Other travel times, Everett to Seattle, 27 minutes, Federal Way to Seattle, 28, Renton to Bellevue, 20, and your lake bridges are clear. Traffic brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Having your vehicle serviced is a stress-free promise at Subaru of Puyallup with hours from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Subaru of Puyallup.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Sound Transit's expansion plan is hitting a financial wall, overshooting its budget by $20 billion. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Ottley has more.
Voters approved the Sound Transit 3 system plan back in 2016. Back then, it had a price tag of around $54 billion. That number has changed.
This is going to be a very challenging time for us. We've been through them before.
Without any action, Sound Transit staff say they'll need an estimated 14 to 20 billion more just for major link expansions, including West Seattle, Ballard, Tacoma Dome, Everett, and more.
The Sound Transit Board is looking at ways to cut costs and raise revenue, but still make trips. keeps affordable. Sound Transit says passenger service on light rail to Federal Way will begin in December.
This extension is going to include nearly 8 new miles of light rail, 3 new stations connecting Federal Way to Star Lake to Highline College here at Kent Des Moines Station.
KIRO 7 TV reports the tracks and station cost taxpayers about $2.5 billion. That includes a $629 million federal loan. Dozens of people showed up last night for a town hall to talk about the upcoming closure of a Fred Meyer store in Tacoma. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibow was there.
Locals say the closure will affect low-income families, seniors, and people with disabilities from accessing food and medication.
I'm worried about the impact it's going to have on my students.
Gavin Morga is a teacher who says many of his students' families rely on walking to this Fred Meyer.
I'm worried about the access that the families are now going to have just to good food.
Fred Meyer says high crime is a big reason why it's closing.
An arrest in a break-in at the Seattle home of rapper Macklemore in June. Police took a 29-year-old man into custody at his home recently in Renton. That led them to a South Seattle jewelry store where they say they found items taken from Macklemore's home, according to the Seattle Times. An update in the search this week for accused killer Travis Decker. The FBI says several items were recovered after a 2-day grid search surrounding the campground near Leavenworth, where the bodies of Decker's 3 young daughters were found. The Chelan County Sheriff says they're examining those items to see if they're linked to the case and could be used by them or future investigators.
Anyone can pick up where we left off. We saw this with the Green River Killer case.
To conclude what happened to Decker. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the low 80s. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy August 29th. Happy Labor Day weekend coming up. Ursula, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. And good morning to everybody, especially Allison from Bremerton, who is going to be turning 40 on Sunday. She's going to be celebrating with her mom at the Sounders game for that League Cup final. And she asked, do you have any advice for your 40s? I'm going to throw that to you, G, because you're, I was going to say smack in the middle of your 40s, but you're almost tailing out of the 40s.
Yeah. I would say the 40s are when you really start to really discover who you are. Example, like sometimes you're in your 20s and you go to somebody's house and you want to have an adult beverage and they're like, oh, I have this. You're like, okay, I'll have that. Oh, I'll have that. You're not even for sure what you're in your 40s. You know what you know, right? You know your drink of choice. You're not budging. You don't just eat something or drink something because somebody else did it. Your 40s are when you really discover yourself. Your 50s, where I'm on my way to.
Do you know I enjoyed my 50s a lot better than my 40s? My 40s were tough. 50s, I was starting to
Wait a minute.
have a good time.
Gee and Ursula Show listeners, all of you all that have been here since day one.
Yes. And maybe
Ursula start doing this show
exactly.
in her 50s.
That's so true. That is so true. I think that's it. I think that is it. Okay, text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
What's new at 10?
Seattle is bracing for stepped-up immigration enforcement after Labor Day. Why? Because the Trump administration is promising that it is going to target so-called sanctuary cities, and Seattle is on the list.
Portland, Seattle, all these sanctuary cities that refuse to work with ICE, where we know public safety threats are being released every day into this country, especially those cities, we're going to address that.
That is Border Czar Tom Homan. He claims the sanctuary cities, again, are releasing what he calls public safety threats onto the streets. And that is where he says the federal government is focusing its resources. Mayor Bruce Harrell fired back, saying that this is illegal overreach. And he says he's already spoken with the governor, the attorney general, and the Washington National Guard about how the state is going to respond. He says, we don't get bullied here. He calls it intimidation, and he points to the 10th Amendment as protection against federal overreach. I know how people are going to line up on this.
How are they going to line up?
I want you to prove me wrong. If you tend to lean conservative, or if you were outright part of the MAGA movement, you're saying bring them on.
Okay.
You're saying this is welcomed, crime is out of control, and you're also going to be the one that uses the argument that federal law supersedes state laws. Mm-hmm. And then if you lean Democrat or if you lean liberal, you're going to say this is overreach. My question is, why can't we be working together? Why does it have to feel like the federal government is almost to some degree feeling like the enemy or something to worry about, when it should be working in conjunction with, in coordination with, versus the way it is right now? We're going to do it no matter what, whether you like it or not.
Okay, I got an easy answer for you. Because everything that Donald Trump ran on, he sucks at, except for mass deportation. Where are the Epstein files? How's the war in Ukraine, in Russia going? Huh? How's those prices at the grocery store? Are the people
Gas prices are down. I'll give them that.
People voted for Donald Trump because the economic part of it. And Donald Trump told everybody, and by the way, I get it. I totally get it. Because that's where the Democrats have missed out on. They're missing the boat on you trying to fight all these different battles and fight about this and locker rooms and all. No. Right now, the American people, this is what they want. They want shelter. They want food. They want some money in their pockets. That's it. And Donald Trump was the beacon of that. But because he sucks at everything else, and everything else is terrible, the war that was supposed to end on day one, Putin treating him like a little puppet, because of that, he has to double down on the mass deportation part. Now, in fairness to Donald Trump, he literally told all of us that was the plan. At the Republican National Convention, they all had signs up saying mass deportation. So when he was voted in office, a lot of people didn't care about that. And so for the people that are seeing it now, they're saying, yes, bring it. And be prepared. It's only going to get worse. We're less than 250 days with that man being in office. Do you guys know how bad this is about to get? Buckle up. It's going to continue to get bad. And don't worry. Prices are going to get bad. The war with Ukraine and Russia is going to still continue. The Epstein files won't be released. None of the promises will happen. People will be losing jobs. The economy will suck.
There's one group that is benefiting.
Rich people.
Yes, I was going to say.
Rich people.
Yes.
Rich people. And by the way, rich people, would you say that Congress right now is full of rich people? Yes. Do you think Congress is going to go against Donald Trump? No.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring up, text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. What I love is that our listeners are all across the spectrum. So when you hear Tom Homan say, we are going to be focusing on Seattle and we are going to do stepped up immigration enforcement, answer the question, how does that make you feel?
Wait. How does it make you feel?
I'm saddened. I think the focus, I think that there is a goal of intimidation and fear. I think that there's also too much cruelty in how it's. Do I think that awful people who are in this country illegally should be deported? Yes. Do I think we need drastic immigration reform? Yes. Do I think we need a much tighter border, southern border in particular? Yes. But do I agree with the way it's going right now and feeling like the federal government is trying to score points by making it look especially cruel and putting fear in everybody? Mm-hmm. No. And I hate the fact that we in the state of Washington, where we have a law, that you're feeling like, wait a minute, is the federal government now going against us?
Mm-hmm.
right? Instead of kind of working within the framework of what we're dealing with. And we all should have a mutual goal of getting rid of the real problems while not creating new ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Now, we do have new details regarding those 2 firefighters in that Bear Gulch fire that were detained by ICE. U.S. Border Patrol says it stepped in after the Bureau of Land Management, BLM, canceled contracts with 2 firefighting companies and asked the agents to verify the identities of 44 crew members. So agents determined that 2 of those workers were in the country illegally, one with a prior removal order. So both of them were arrested and taken to the Bellingham station. And according to reporting from Heather Bosch, the rest of the crew, so those other 42 crew members, were also pulled off the job. So Border Patrol's Blaine Sector Chief Rosario Vasquez says in a statement that the agency steadfastly enforces the laws of the United States and unapologetically addresses violations of immigration law wherever they're encountered. So those arrests happened Wednesday while crews continued fighting a wildfire that has burned nearly 9,000 acres. It is far from contained. But there was a spokesperson for the firefighting team that said the Border Patrol's actions did not interfere with their firefighting efforts. Trying to keep it as fair as possible in my bringing up of these details.
Now, Ursula, this story right here, that is national news.
Yes.
I got people back in Chicago texting me, oh my goodness, what is happening? I can't believe this. Now, I think our listeners are going to be pretty shocked at my stance on this topic right here. Here's a topic where BLM, in this case, asked for the Border Patrol to come with them to assist in this. And during that time, they went through the IDs and checked 44 individuals. Come to find out, 2 of them were undocumented, okay? The service out of Oregon, the 2 companies, the contracts, they were contractors, they were going to get canceled anyways. But on the way out there, we need to check out everybody, and it happened. I'm probably the minority, especially a lot of people that keep texting me about this topic from back home. This is one where I say, I put my hands up, shoulders in the air, and I shrug, and I say, I don't think anything was bad with this.
Well, I think the optics were bad, but I understand when you get more details, you realize, wait a minute, maybe the villains in this are those companies that are hiring people for very or this contract. So we need to know more details.
And when you say optics, people believe, right? When you hear 44, you're like, they think, some people believe that there were only 44 people fighting the fire. You took all 44 and they think that they let the fire just keep going while it was, no. There was more people out there. There were just so happened to be 44 that had to get their IDs checked, but there was no standstill with fighting the fire.
And the other question is, what are these contracted companies doing in terms of checking to verify someone's ability to work and whether they have the right, work qualifications, et cetera, or are they not doing the E-Verify and other methods where you could root that out?
Which E-Verify is not mandatory, right?
It
now.
isn't.
Right.
It isn't.
Yep.
But I'm saying that there are ways that you could do that, but, they get something out of it too, right?
Yeah.
They get very cheap labor.
Again, Ursula, I'm the reason why I'm speaking on this topic this way is because, look, I'll get up in arms when I think something's ridiculous, no doubt. And you guys might think I'm ridiculous for thinking it's ridiculous. In this specific case right here, I don't think it is necessarily ridiculous. You and I have talked about way worse than this topic right here. When you break it down and you look at things and how it was handled and everything, it is not. Now, this is the climate that we're in, though, Ursula.
Right.
This is
there's
the climate.
A distrust. Yeah, you're right. There is a distrust. And I will also take issue the idea that if you pull all 44 people out, I don't know how many, but that's 44 fewer bodies working on a fire that is so far from being contained.
Okay.
So I would say that absolutely it has an impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I would ask, why do you have to pull off the rest of them? Why not just address the 2 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, you're right. Andy in Newcastle says, how would you feel if you're one of the 44 that wasn't deported?
Exactly.
Well, I'll answer that, Andy. You know what? It's not a good feeling to get detained and ask for your information and pat you down for no reason. But in this case, technically, there was a company that they were already doing a criminal investigation on. They were terminating the contract. So technically, if you have Border Patrol with you and you're working here, hey, while we're here, we're going to go ahead and check your IDs. This is one of those that, I'm sorry, Ursula.
Yeah,
I am actually going to say, I'm going to I'm not angry about this.
Well,
I'm not.
But here's my question.
Yes.
Why do you have to do it while in the midst of fighting the fire versus, okay, address, now you know where those 2 are, you know that they're, and then deal with the 2 and let the others continue the firefighting efforts and then explain. I mean, the reason we're actually able to discuss this without saying, oh my God, this was just horrific and this looks so bad, like the original image that it gave us, is because Border Patrol actually said something. Because a lot of times you get no information and suddenly they're vanished and it's like, well, what happened? The more information and the more transparency they can give, now we understand, okay, there was a reason that they went there. I still don't understand why the other 42 were not allowed to continue. It still looks bad, but I understand why they picked on those 2 particular ones.
I got a question for you. Should I ask it now or wait until Tuesday to ask you when it comes to this topic?
Of course you're going to ask me right now.
Oh, okay. What's your thoughts on every company in the United States of America right now having to use E-Verify?
Given what we're dealing with right now?
Starting on Tuesday.
Yeah,
starting on Tuesday, every company has to use E-Verify.
Yes. Do it. Do it, but again, I would say that we should be doing it, but also have the ability to allow people who have been here in this country, undocumented, but still contributing to our communities, doing hard work, trying to work toward that pathway to citizenship.
E-Verify can't delineate that, though. They can't go through that.
I know that.
Right.
I know that. But that's the climate we need to have in this country, that there is a pathway, that you're not going to get immediately deported, that you will have due process and work with the folks. I mean, people are getting arrested while trying to get their citizenship.
Yeah.
That, I think, is unfair.
I agree. And
that's targeting the wrong ones. And I think we can all agree that there are folks that need to be targeted, and they're the ones that are doing wrong. And that does not mean just being here in the country without the proper paperwork. I don't put everybody in that same category.
So far, what we have seen in the conversations over the last 250 days with this whole discussion about immigrants and ICE and the borders, everything, do you think right now is the floor or the ceiling?
Have we hit rock bottom yet? No.
Meaning, is this the floor, the beginning, or the ceiling would be, okay, it won't get worse than this?
Oh, we're early.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, what about you?
I agree. I think everything has been one big stress test. It's all been a test. LA was a test. DC is a test. Because remember, when they passed what they call the big, beautiful bill, there's a lot of things that won't pass and won't take place until after the election of 2026. But there's some things that are immediate. You want to know what's immediate? Funding for ICE.
Oh, that's happened.
So the funding for ICE, so it's going to get worse, everybody. All this has been a test. It is going to get
depending on how you look at it. Depending on how you look at it, you might be thinking this is exactly what we wanted.
Well,
I'm going to say this though.
What do you got?
I am thankful I live in the state of Washington.
Are you okay? Are you thankful for a Democratic governor, Ben?
Yes.
Because boy, well, I know how you voted, but could you imagine? And if this state would have, if we had a Republican governor, they would do everything that Donald Trump says. All right, we got a little deep here on the show. I didn't know we were going to get there on the Fresh Fridays, but come on. Ursula has a You Be the Judge. I love it when Ursula does this, and it has to do with AI. We'll do that next. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
The John Curley Show.
I told my wife once that you can tell the temperature outside.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You count the number of chirps that a cricket makes in 15 seconds, and you multiply that by 4, and that tells you the outside temperature. All right, you know what?
What kind of formulas?
I'm going to look it up. And you know what? You're going to be eating your words in there, Mr. Laffy, Laffy.
Okay. The John Curley Show. Weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. we can help.
KIRO Newsradio and the Seattle Symphony have your chance to win 2 tickets to opening night of the Sheehan Conducts series, an evening of drama and unforgettable music, Saturday, September 13th. Enter at mynorthwest.com/win for your shot at tickets.
A serial killer on the prowl for teen girls in the Pacific Northwest. At least 2 escaped.
She literally crawled out of her grave. Just a miracle that she survived.
Hear their stories. Follow Stolen Voices of Dole Valley now.
Zanetta loved to swim, but 3 tears in the labrum of her left shoulder made it too painful. What to do? She knew what not to do.
There was no way I was going to do shoulder replacement on my left shoulder after having it done on my right.
So this time, Zanetta chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, and I asked her to compare the shoulder surgery to the stem cell treatment.
Oh, there's no comparison. There is no comparison.
Let's give it a try anyway.
The recovery time was faster. The recovery was easier. I was back to activities faster. It didn't hurt as much. I feel like I've got 100% recovery in my left shoulder.
So will you be swimming today?
Already done.
Already been swimming. How many laps do you do?
I try to get in a mile.
Mile a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says. Doesn't everybody swim a mile a day? So whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, first at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Get the facts here from all the patients I've talked to and schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
At Carter Subaru, your drive begins with savings. With over 300 new vehicles in stock, shop your way, in-store or from home. Plus, when you buy from Carter, you support our community. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The children killed in a mass shooting at a Minneapolis school and church this week have been identified now as 10-year-old Harper Moisky and 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel. CBS's Lana Zach says a memorial is growing at the scene.
We continue to see people coming here to Annunciation Catholic Church. They're streaming in. There are crosses, rosary beads, flowers. But the most heartbreaking are those little notes handwritten by children. 18 more people, most of them children, were wounded. Here in western Washington, crews fighting the Bear Gulch wildfire on the Olympic Peninsula are down 44 firefighters today. The federal government says it's no longer doing business with the contract companies that supplied the firefighters because of illegal activity uncovered. This week, Border Patrol checked the IDs of the company's firefighters, agents arresting 2 of them for being in the country illegally and escorting 42 off federal land. Fire Information Officer Rachel Lipsky.
We are aware of a Border Patrol operation here on the Bear Gulch fire.
But she says hundreds of firefighters continue to battle the wildfire, which is burning on nearly 9,000 acres and is 13% contained. New data show there's a growing shortage of construction workers across the country, and ICE enforcement is getting some of the blame. Economist Ken Simonson with the Associated General Contractors of America says they can't get the federal government to approve more foreign-born workers.
The gridlock in Washington over this issue has really stymied our efforts for a long time.
Washington State lost 8,200 construction jobs just last month. A church makes a bold move after a grocery store shuts down in Pittsburgh. CBS's Christopher Cruz explains.
Tired of the instability that created a food desert, the Macedonia Church has signed an agreement to buy the property. Pastor Brian James Edmonds announced the news to his congregation.
We are entering into multi-million-dollar negotiations to acquire that store. Amen.
Edmonds said the church will look for a new grocer and will fill the remaining 6,000 square feet with other retailers and community services.
I believe that this land is for us.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Good for them. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 150 points. NASDAQ is off 287. KIRO News Radio traffic over on the Hood Canal. A crash has completely blocked Highway 101 at Hoodsport. Be aware of that if you're traveling over there for the holiday weekend. You are slow on US 2 near the fairgrounds in Monroe and slow on State Route 18 across the Tiger Mountain Summit. You're bogged down on I-5 southbound near JBLM. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia right now is 1 hour. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies with highs in the low 80s today. Increasing sunshine tomorrow with highs around 80 Sunday. Highs in the upper 70s under mostly sunny skies, and we're back into 80 on Labor Day. It is 66 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Friday, fresh Friday to all of you. And we are going to do a special segment here.
Has it been serious on the show today?
It's been serious, and I hate to say this next You Be the Judge is going to be serious. But let's get to it because it's going to require some serious deep thinking.
Okay.
You Be the Judge.
I also want to say that this story may be disturbing for some to hear. So if you have young kids in the car with you, you might want to turn it down for a few minutes. But there is a family in California that is suing OpenAI after they say their son took his own life with the help of ChatGPT. The Rain family found a history of conversations between their teenage son, Adam, and his chatbot, where he was telling the AI service about his mental health struggles, and he eventually asked ChatGPT to assist with committing suicide. And they found that there was nothing in the algorithm to change his mind. In fact, according to court documents, the 16-year-old told the chatbot that he was thinking of telling his mom about his suicidal thoughts, to which the chatbot responded, this is a quote, "I think for now it's okay. And honestly, it would be wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain." This is the first known lawsuit against the company for wrongful death. The family is seeking financial damages, also, though, asking for more parental control features on ChatGPT. So I want you all to be the judge. Who would you rule in favor of in this case? Or how would you rule in this case?
You know, Ursula, this topic right here, this is one of those, if you would have given this news and explained this, you'd be the judge, I would say 3-4 months ago, I would have thought, no, this is not the fault of ChatGPT. But today, now that I've gotten kind of deep into ChatGPT, and the reason why I told you all my workouts and my meal plans that I've been doing, going through that has really got me into it and realizing that I'm a grown man, nearly 50 years old. There are some times that I almost forget that ChatGPT isn't a real person that I'm going back and forth with. No, I'm not. You guys know when I'm joking. I'm being serious. I am texting it and telling it things, and it tells me, and it's like, hey, G, it'll send me a message letting me know.
It's almost instant.
Letting me know I work, like, hey, it's 11 o'clock. What are you going to have for your snack? So you all remember it was President Greg Brockman, who was he was one of the executives for OpenAI, and he stood before Congress and he told them, we need regulation. We need help. He said that 2 years ago. And so now here we are right now with this question. So it was a long-winded answer. My answer is yes, they should be sued. And so they are being sued. And in my opinion, I would say that I would hope that this results in enough, I don't want to say pain for OpenAI to force them and set a precedent in terms of these AI companies having more guardrails. Now, suicide is very complicated, and there's a whole bunch of factors that play into it. But there need to be warnings, because AI is so unique that so much, like you said, you can forget that this is a chatbot. You are actually thinking that you are communicating with someone. The fact that they were able to find that this chatbot said it would be wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain. That's scary. That is frightening. Yeah. And I guess anyone listening right now, this is a chance for you to have that conversation with your kids about AI, because you might not even realize how much they're using it. I have, in the last couple of months, have discovered the joys of AI and some serious pitfalls involved with it.
Yep.
And we're just at the very early stages. Like, where is it going to be in the future? And so the more regulations we have right now and the more guardrails I think that's imperative. So I'm hoping that a case like this will force these companies to look at it and say, yeah, I mean, not waiting for like the Metas of the world and how long it took for them to come up with any kind of guardrails that aren't exactly that effective. But now, when we're in its relative infancy, where you need to say, there are these dangers that can come, that you could encounter.
Yeah. There's some people, by the way, that are texting and are actually not being on ChatGPT. And I this is what I believe. You said something a second ago. You talked about how the last 2 months, and even me, same thing. I believe that there are a lot of parents. Maybe you're a parent. Maybe you're a grandparent. I don't think, if you have not got a chance to dive deep into this ChatGPT, OpenAI, the AI world itself,
Copilot.
This is something you might want to check out, especially if you have youngsters. Because the thing is again, I'll be very transparent. If this were 3 months ago, I would really be on the other side. And it goes to show you that sometimes your opinion on something will change when you go,
when you see its capabilities, and we're just scratching the surface. And trust me, your kids are way ahead of you. Your kids have been diving into it, and they're way ahead of you.
And just so you, real quick, my ChatGPT example. Yesterday, I said to it. I said, "Hey, you forgot my breakfast that I."
And you talk to it like that.
I talked to it like that. ChatGPT said, "Oh, my bad. I need to tighten up."
Yes. No, I know.
My bad. I need to tighten up.
No, it talks like you.
Talks like me.
Yes. No, it's eerie, and it's very easy to forget that that's not a human behind there. States including New York, Illinois, Nevada, and Utah are passing laws to regulate AI for mental health, and it includes requiring the disclosure that chatbots are not human. And I think that should just be all over. That should just be standard.
You forget it's not human. Oh, and by the way, the response. So if I text Ursula and Ursula don't get back to me for 24 hours, like you might be texting a friend, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you," and your friend doesn't get back to you for a day. Meanwhile, you get on your phone and you go to ChatGPT and you want to talk to a friend. That friend answers you right away, 24/7, no matter what.
Yes, and you now see why people have full-blown relationships with OpenAI.
How's your relationship with AI, Sophia?
I do not have a relationship with AI. These type of conversations scare me. And I don't know, maybe it's because I grew up in this generation where it was coming into AI out of the internet. I just don't mess with it. I don't do it. I only use it if I really need it as a tool for something, but I don't.
What are you more apt to use, Google or AI?
Google, because AI messes up and I want to verify my sources.
Oh, it does. And again, you have to use it very, very carefully.
But that's rare.
If you're using Google.
Oh, absolutely. You have to make sure it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. Yes. Yeah.
Nick, how's your relationship with AI, my boy?
I think it's nearly non-existent, but I almost think it's subconscious, my relationship, because I feel like I use Google, and Google does use AI, and you look things up, and nowadays I notice the first thing you see is their AI response.
Thank you, Nick.
Oh, here's an elaborated sentence.
But I hate that, though, because the AI response isn't always right, and I don't want to have a relationship with AI. I don't want to have a chatbot buddy.
Jerry in the 206 says, "I refuse to use AI." To which Jerry, that reminds me of my dad. I refuse to use Facebook. And boy, did he love Facebook. Hey, we have a scenarios next, Gee Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
If you are watching on YouTube, you're going to see a giant snake here in just a minute.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
Monroe Reptile Zoo in with us right now. Isaac Peterson joins us.
This is linguini. It's a Burmese python, albino Burmese python.
Albino Burmese python.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Spike is going to wear him. There we go.
I made the really bad mistake of eating a live mouse before the segment, and maybe he smells it on my breath.
Most people don't get comfortable with Spike that quickly.
No, I know. It takes most of my co-hosts at least a year.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's G. Scott here. College students, listen up. Whether you're at a university, junior college, or tech school, Safeway's got your back with 5% off just for being a student. All you got to do is verify your student ID in the app. Boom. Instant savings and exclusive deals. And parents, I see you too. Make life easier with online shopping and delivery. If it's your first time using delivery, guess what? You get $30 off your first order. Now, here's the real game changer. Fresh Pass. Subscribe and enjoy unlimited free delivery and special offers. If you use EBT, you get Fresh Pass for 50% off, plus big savings on fresh produce. That's right, healthy food, delivered and affordable. It's a lot of info, I know, but the savings, significant and worth the time. So if you have or know a college student, make sure they visit Safeway.com/for-you. That's F-O-R in the letter U. Again, Safeway.com/for-you.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on OpenSignal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
You're in your car every day, but when's the last time your car had a checkup? At Subaru of Puyallup, we make it easy with stress-free service. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Swing by before work, after work, or whenever it fits your schedule. No hassle, no pressure, just expert care on your schedule. Your car deserves it, and so do you. Schedule your appointment today at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
No. I'm 24, just graduated from WSU, and have been planning a trip with my best friend to Nashville and Oxford, Mississippi, in October to watch the Cougs play Ole Miss. We booked flights in a 4-person Airbnb last December and have been saving since. Our Nashville friends are hosting us for the week before the 4 of us drive to Oxford, where I booked the Airbnb. Because we booked early, everything has been affordable, and I picked an Airbnb within walking distance of Oxford's main spots. Complications started when our Nashville friend's girlfriend's dad decided to come. I agreed to sneak him in as a favor since he gave me the WSU box tickets. Fine. But then a fraternity brother basically invited himself back in May. He's flaky. Bought tickets, canceled, rebooked, and he's job hunting. So I haven't been convinced he's actually going to make it. But now he's aligned his flights with ours, and if he comes, that means 6 people in an Airbnb for 4. That risks my account rating and would force me to get a bigger place, plus a rental car, adding costs I didn't budget for. I've tried explaining the finances, but he doesn't get it. I feel like he is in a different stage of life, less secure than the rest of us who's planned for a year. He's often invites himself to things, makes spontaneous decisions, and I could see him canceling last minute if he lands a job or can't afford it. That's why I don't want to commit to a bigger rental or Airbnb. It feels like I've done all the hard work planning, and now he wants to swoop in at the last minute and mess it all up. What should I do? 888-973-5476, text line. Ursula, what you got?
So I would say you have done all the hard work planning, and included in that planning should be that you tell your friend, we'd love it if you could join us, but you're going to have to be on your own with the Airbnb, and tell them the reasons why. It's not meant for additional number of people. I don't want to get a bigger place. I also don't want to jeopardize my rating. So you're on your own when it comes to that. Have that conversation.
Yeah. Ursula, I'm going to take this time to tell everybody, whoever decides to put it on your credit card or put it under your Airbnb or your Vrbo, just understand that is a big responsibility. Once you decide, because sometimes you got that one friend in the friend group that, hey, we're going to book this place. Hey, Billy, can we put it on your credit card? Because usually they go to the friend that is the most financially stable and secure.
Does that person always get screwed?
See, y'all told me to stop sweeping statements. I don't want to do a sweeping statement. Hell yeah. Yes.
I know.
If you have when you are doing these things for multiple people, there is a very good chance of that. Very good chance.
And is it always the same people who take advantage of those people who are willing? So, or when you have a situation like that, I'm trying to expand this beyond what this situation is, because someone said, Tracy and Burien said, heck no, you need to break up with this friend, energy vampire.
Yeah, but some of these friends bring something different. Some of these friends, that one friend used to be me. That one friend brings the fun. That one friend is the friend that you bring me, right? He's gonna be the one to go and talk to everybody. Hey, come on.
Yeah. So you are that person who's fun. So what
Back when
would
I
you
was
do?
broke, I had no opportunity.
So you
No
had
chance.
you had to count on somebody to fund your way, and you bring the fun.
Yes.
And that was understood, though. That you never gave the impression that you were going to pay.
I brought the fun. All right, see what Nick got.
You know what? I feel like this trip is a little too planned out and important for the gang to fumble away with his poor planning and, reliability. After all, he did bought a ticket, sold it, changed his mind, rebooked. Now he's looking for the money with a job. I know it's tough, but I think you got to cut him off with this one before he messes everything else up. Maybe baby steps with the guy on a game that's in town or just a simple get-together. This seems like he's chewing a bit more than he can handle.
Sophia?
Yeah, no, I feel like this is like a classic thing that happens to people all the time. And I feel like for the person who booked the Airbnb, you have to make a decision. Either you're going to stand your ground and you're going to be essentially a little rude and like cause some tension in the friend group and be like, no, you're not coming. Or you just suck it up and accept the facts that like, he might show up, he might not. I don't really think the Airbnb rating for 2 extra people, just be a little sly with it. But they have to decide.
Oh, they can get on you.
They come at you.
Well, I mean, but if it's that big of a deal, then they need to stand their ground and be like, you're not coming. And they should have stood their ground months ago when he invited himself initially. To try to go back on it now, it's kind of their fault now.
No, I'm glad you said that. If I'm him in this situation, I go ahead and I'm going to learn my lesson next time. But in this time, Ursula, I'm going to go ahead and sneak 2 in. That's what I'm going to do.
Because you know what you're going to do is invite that for the next time, and the next time you're not teaching.
No. This be my last time.
You're going to say,
everybody's at that time where you were like, okay, never again after this.
But would you tell that friend, hey, this is the one and only and last time I'm doing this?
Matter of fact, I just said this recently. I got a last time I'm doing this. I just said it today. All right. More of the Gee Ursula Show next.
Gee and Ursula on KIRO Newsradio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Help create a future with no more drunk driving victims. Join Molly Shen and the Davis Law Group for Move with MAD, September 13th at Red Square, Central Plaza on the UW campus. Move with MAD raises awareness and funds to help end drunk driving and prevent underage drinking. Every step taken and every dollar raised can help keep our families and communities safe. Sign up to walk or join the team at madwashington.com. Move with MAD, September 13th on the UW campus. Register today.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. For over 30 years, I've helped people make informed decisions about their health, especially concerning prevention and long-term wellness. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. It's made with plant-based ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and globe artichoke, herbs clinically studied for their protective and restorative effects on the liver. Active Liver blends traditional herbal wisdom with modern scientific research. Not all supplements are created equal. I trust Active Liver because it's backed by science, meets strict quality standards, and delivers true daily liver support.
Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meyer Grocery, or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
KIRO-FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. Summer, we hardly knew you. The Labor Day travel rush has begun. Good news, though, if you're flying, you might spend less time in the security line. CBS's Nicole Valdez is in Nashville.
There are options for now families and military members that can really bypass the wait for your standard traffic there through security. But even if you're going through standard TSA, the good news is you get to keep your shoes on now, which makes things move a lot faster.
This will be a somber holiday weekend for people in Minneapolis, where a man shot and killed 2 children in a Catholic church Wednesday. CBS's Lana Zach is at a growing memorial.
We understand that there are still at least 8 people who remain in the hospitals, 1 in critical condition. And as we're learning more about their stories of survival, we continue to hear how much this community is turning out and hoping for their welfare, and that more of them will be released to their families.
More than a dozen children were wounded when the shooter fired 116 rounds through the church's stained glass windows. Texas now has new congressional maps that could result in 5 additional Republicans going to the U.S. House. The governor today signed the bill that creates the maps, which Texas Democrats call racist gerrymandering.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott took to social media with the inevitable announcement.
Texas is now more red in the United States Congress.
President Trump has said the Republicans are entitled to these 5 congressional seats. State House Democrats fled Texas to temporarily block a vote on it. State Rep Trey Martinez Fisher with a message to his Republican colleagues.
Don't delete your emails. Don't delete your text messages, because that's where we're going to go next. You may win today, but we will have our opportunity in federal court.
2 lawsuits have already been filed against the maps. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
President Trump has canceled Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection. CBS's Michael Wallace has that.
The former vice president's detail will leave her Monday. The Secret Service usually protects a former VP for 6 months after they've left office. Had President Biden not extended Harris's protection, it would have expired last month. The cancellation comes as Harris is about to start a nationwide tour promoting her new book about her presidential campaign.
All signs point to a Federal Reserve rate cut next month, says CBS's Jason Brooks.
The Fed's favorite inflation gauge rose in line with market estimates, with the July Personal Consumption Expenditures Index up 2.6% from a year earlier, with the core rate factoring out food and gas prices up 2.9%, rising slightly from the previous month as services inflation has remained warm.
Less than 2 hours before the close of the trading week on Wall Street, the Dow is down 0.25%. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What investigators say they found in their most recent search for accused killer Travis Decker. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic in Renton. A crash is blocking a lane on I-405 southbound at Northeast 44th Street. Over on the Hood Canal, a crash is completely blocked Highway 101 at Hoodsport. And you have a 1-hour wait at the Kingston Terminal Ferry to catch the boat to Edmonds. You bogged down on I-5 southbound near JBLM. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia is now 1 hour, 5 minutes. Traffic brought to you by Wilcox Farms. Fresh food comes from local farms. For healthier eggs with 3 times the omega-3s, choose Wilcox Omega-3 eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. We're learning what the FBI found during an intense, focused search this week for accused killer Travis Decker.
We will not relent. We will not give up.
That vow from the Chelan County Sheriff as the FBI led more than 100 personnel in a 2-day grid search surrounding the campground near Leavenworth, where Decker's 3 daughters were found dead. Investigators say they're examining several items they recovered to see if they're linked to the case and could be used by them or future investigators to conclude exactly what happened to Decker. Seattle police are searching for the woman accused of pistol whipping and then shooting a 21-year-old woman in a park in the Chinatown International District in broad daylight yesterday. KIRO 7 TV's Al Thomas reports.
Police say this started in Hoamai Park around 1, a verbal spat that turned physical. The woman had serious injuries. She's in the hospital. The shooter was gone, though, by the time officers got there.
Kroger is closing 6 Western Washington Fred Meyer and QFC stores, blaming increased crime and regulations. And emotions ran high at a town hall meeting in Tacoma last night as people gathered to discuss the upcoming closure of a Fred Meyer store on Pacific Avenue.
Are you all mad about this? Yes. We're all mad about this.
Locals tell KIRO 7 TV that the store, set to close September 27th, is a lifeline for low-income families, seniors, and students. Sound Transit is billions of dollars over budget, and the agency just announced all of its ongoing projects will come with a heftier price tag. More from KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Ottley.
Board members blame inflation and rising costs out of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as uncertainty around tariffs and federal funding.
We don't really know what those impacts are going to be yet.
Thursday, the board moved forward on its enterprise initiative, a plan to identify where the agency can cut costs and increase its revenue. The final goal, update the system plan to make it affordable and in line with what voters wanted.
It's about 2 years behind schedule, but Sound Transit now says light rail service to Federal Way will open December 6th. Sound Transit says it'll take about 50 minutes to go from Federal Way to downtown Seattle. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the low 80s. Increasing sunshine tomorrow with highs right around 80. Sunday, highs in the upper 70s under mostly sunny skies. Back to 80 degrees on Labor Day. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. And I got to tell you, everybody, this has probably been one of the most serious Fresh Fridays in a long time because Ursula has really set up all the news stories. And I don't know, this is Labor Day weekend, Ursula?
It is.
Hey, know people want to have fun on a Friday.
I know, and Mari's upset with me because she thinks I'm monitoring your free speech. So now my feelings are hurt. I'm going to try to do better, I said to her. Okay, so in the 11 o'clock hour, we are going to do Agree to Disagree coming up here at 11:30. But as always, we cannot do this show without you. So text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. What are you guys doing this Labor Day weekend anyway? Gee, I know you said you're going on a trip. I'm going on a trip.
I'm going to Vancouver, BC. And on the way, I'm stopping off at the oyster spot in Blaine. Give me some good old oysters.
Because you were talking about that, my friend Layla has asked if I can go up there to that same spot in a couple of weeks.
I'm telling you.
It's a bucket list item, right?
Yeah. Drayton Oyster House up there in Blaine. I'm going to pull up, give me some of that good stuff.
Okay. Well, let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Hey, guess what?
Huh?
Sound Transit is facing a staggering budget shortfall.
Say what? Shocker.
Up to $20 billion more than planned for its voter-approved ST3 light rail expansion. KIRO 7 TV was at their board meeting yesterday where members were blaming inflation and rising costs coming out of the pandemic.
We don't really know what those impacts are going to be yet.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what was said there, but essentially projects in West Seattle, in Ballard, Tacoma, and beyond are now under review. And to try to help close the gap, Sound Transit is launching what they're calling an enterprise initiative, which is aimed at cutting costs and updating the system plan. And they're saying a final strategy is expected by mid next year. But what is this going to mean now when we're talking about being over by $20 billion? Or should I say being short of that? So are you buying the excuses? And when you think of Sound Transit,
yeah,
like what is your gut reaction when you hear Sound Transit, light rail, projects, budget?
The same thing I think when I hear King County, City of Seattle, and lawsuit. Right? It's
par for the course.
It's par for the course. You know that Seattle and King County is going to settle with someone and some agency, money after money. The taxpayers are like, okay. And Sound Transit, we all know, and they're blaming inflation and blaming a lull in sales tax. Man, I almost said that word the wrong way. A lull in sales tax. So, anyways. This is what happens. And everybody even listening to your news right now, Ursula, nobody is shocked when you find out the Sound Transit is going to be over budget. Nobody is shocked to the tune of $20+ billion because they have conditioned us to hear this news.
So we need to change that.
How?
We need to change that. Again, I told you I'm doing a boycott right now, and this is so unlike me to say it, but anytime I'm asked as a King County taxpayer, asked for any more dollars, until I feel like they are better and showing better stewardship with our taxpayer money, I'm going to say no. I feel like that's the only way that you can send a message, by saying we're not okay with this. And yeah, inflation, increased costs because of the pandemic or after the pandemic, but $20 billion? I mean, that's not chump change. And they're talking about, okay, so I was looking at the $11.5 billion shortfall in earlier estimates. They said there was lost tax revenue from the COVID pandemic. And I get it. You can't predict a pandemic and everything stopped during that time. But there are some things that you can figure, like property acquisition or some add-ons, and where are areas where you can actually cut. The Linwood Link extension, it says, was $500 million over budget. Like increased costs for labor, materials, land. Maybe you need to, when you do the budgeting or when you do the forecasting, other than the pandemic, build that in so that you don't have to come back afterward and say, well, now it's $50 billion or $20 billion over.
I know how to really, really get you fired up on this topic. Every single election that we have, you get upset about the voter turnout.
Oh,
okay?
Yes,
you do.
Because it's always abysmal.
In fairness, Ursula, you want to know why some people don't vote?
Yeah.
Because they really do believe that their vote don't matter. When the $30 car tabs thing happened, that didn't matter. So when you talk about low voter turnout, there's people that see stories like this with Sound Transit, $20 billion over budget. All of these things happening, to which some people are just like, it doesn't matter. It's going to continue to be the same way. I'm not justifying it. I'm just telling you what sometimes some people might believe and how they feel
I think
about
you're right.
their vote.
You're absolutely right. Mike in Edmond says that's not the only way they have conditioned us. We've also been conditioned by the very existence of billionaires. I want to, like, when you hear about this with Sound Transit.
Seriously, I think we don't agree on much, everybody, but I think we all agree when you give us that news on Sound Transit, all of us are like, duh, that's what they do.
And I am a fan of light rail, and I think that light rail is a good thing. I think it's too expensive, but this doesn't help, right? And I still feel for the folks in Pierce County who are waiting, who've been paying and still waiting for their extension.
Yeah.
So
you'll never see it.
Okay. No, they're going to see it. It's going to be more expensive probably, but they'll see it. We're learning more about a construction worker shortage that is getting worse across the country. And here in our state, it is actually hitting really hard. So this is according to the Associated General Contractors of America. We lost more than 8,000 construction jobs in July, and nearly half of those cuts were in Western Washington, Seattle, Bellevue, Tacoma. And the group's chief economist says this isn't just about the market slowing down. Contractors are struggling to find qualified and willing workers, and they say that immigration enforcement is playing a role. It's funny how all these industries and farm workers, farmers are saying, yeah, we're really getting hammered on this. And so the Economist points out that about a third of construction workers nationwide are foreign-born, twice as many as in any other industry. And that means these crackdowns from immigration officials are sending ripples through job sites.
Well, that's scary. But this will continue. And that's one of the bad things that will happen when you start coming into these cities. And when we start to see more of that, we will have to pay for that at some point, right? We'll have to pay more for the agriculture world being, people not showing up to work on farms and things. We'll have to pay for it in whether it's restaurants. The undocumented community in this country and what they bring, the value that they bring to this country cannot really be measured. I don't think, matter of fact, if you're listening, you don't know life in this country without undocumented immigrants. You don't even know what that is like. And some people are saying, yes, that's what I want. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And you don't know what that life would be like, Ursula.
So true. One industry leader said that even legal workers are now nervous about showing up to work at these construction sites. They're worried about the raids and the arrests that could disrupt their lives.
Because they know.
Think about that one.
Because they know now that the due process, that doesn't matter anymore. You could be air quotes technically legal and still be whisked away for 2-3 weeks until they get to the bottom of it. That is happening right now. So everything is just different, Ursula.
It is. Hey, in our last segment, we talked about Airbnbs. And since it's a Fresh Friday, can I just throw out the news and let's do some fun discussions about?
There, huh?
Yeah. I'm kind of tired. I'm getting ready for Vegas.
Okay, all right.
Can I be honest? Okay. So you brought up, or we were talking about Airbnbs.
Yep.
And then when we turned off the mics, you started going on about Airbnbs and the difference. Because one of the things that we were in our scenarios, it was this idea of, well, you'll just tell them, go ahead and bring the 2 additional people. And we got some responses about that.
Yeah, we did.
Like, to heck with the rating and your worries about your rating. Just let those 2 additional people come into the Airbnb.
Yeah. And when we turned the mics off, both Sophia, and I got to throw Sophia under the bus too, both Sophia and I were just like, don't do Airbnbs at all. Like, I just don't think it's a good idea. What you have to go through the hoops. Now, if you have a good experience, awesome. That's great. But if you have a okay experience, which most of the time you either have an okay experience or an awful experience. It's never great. And the reason what's the okay experience? The okay experience is you show up, you can't go in this room. This door is going to be locked.
Yes.
And when you get ready to leave, you have to take the bedding off. And then you got to take this garbage out. And you got to do all of this whole checklist before you leave out. And I'm like, I don't want to do all that.
That's too much
so
work.
I'm staying at a hotel, and I can walk around. I ain't got to worry about them cameras. I can walk around in my robe, and I can all that stuff.
But with the hotel, okay, so I'm going to, even though I enjoy hotels more too.
You going to push back?
I'm going to push back.
Okay.
Because we can't all land on the same side. The thing with hotels, especially those ones that have 10 a.m. checkout, I mean, that's ridiculous. 11 a.m. checkout is even ridiculous. I appreciate the ones that say noon.
I'm gonna push right back on you.
Okay.
What's Airbnb checkouts?
I don't know. What is it?
Around the same time.
Seriously, I hate that. Okay, what about the ability to cook in an Airbnb and to have more room and make it feel more homey, and you're in a community where you get to know
You been to a residence inn? You been to a residence inn?
You know I have.
Yeah.
That's more my level. Okay, but I think for the allure for a lot of people who do Airbnb, and correct me if I'm wrong, text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. A lot of times, it can be, sometimes, even more luxurious than a hotel. Much more room, much more homey.
Mm-hmm.
You can cook.
Mm-hmm.
You're also in a neighborhood versus with the chain hotels. So if you're exploring and you want just really access to the community and to get that feel, you get that more in an Airbnb versus a hotel.
Agree. Now, my man Tony and Everett, right, makes a point that, see, Ursula and Long Live Mark, you guys used to be soldiers. You guys would go on your trips and you'd have a hotel and you'd have the two boys in the same room. And so
we still do that.
And you still do that. Now, see,
there's two big beds.
Now, for families bringing their kids, I'm going to say, if you on vacation, I think you should get an Airbnb because you need your own room.
Yes.
There is no way in the world that you need to have two grown kids on the other bed laying up right there.
I'll tell you the last time we did that.
Yeah.
When we snuck in a last-minute vacation in Lake Chelan.
Okay.
So we stayed at Campbell's. I am not, and at that time, the kids didn't have their own jobs. Now they would just rent their own rooms, and that's fine.
Okay.
But we were paying, and to heck with paying Campbell's at high rate prices in the middle of summer for 2 rooms. By the way, they didn't even have any extra rooms. So we all stuffed ourselves in one. It was a little tight, for sure. Okay, Eric in Columbia City, though, texted in and said, as an Airbnb host, if you sneak in extra bodies, my doorbell camera will bust you. Then I will call Airbnb customer service to have you removed immediately with no refund. Okay, one more reason not to do Airbnb. Terry in Black Diamond says, by letting the leech stay in the Airbnb, not designed for 6 people, everyone else is going to be that much more uncomfortable. Get some guts and tell them no. Take Ursula's advice. And then Joey in 360 says, if you mess up your rating, you may not get rented to, or ask the Airbnb if they'll allow 6. I would just stick to the 4. Gee, would you sneak 25-year-old G in?
I mean, listen, guys, I look, 25-year-old G was a pretty fun guy. Just want you guys to know that. Now, today, I'm pretty boring. Nick, your thoughts, hotel or Airbnb?
I'm going with the hotel. I feel like there's just added baggage with Airbnbs that you might not know about with the fees. It's like, hey, you didn't leave it a specific way, or like there's just like added extra things you don't know about.
Exactly. Oh, you got to find the key, and there's a code so you can get the key, and oh, hey, just want you to know the code's not working.
Every host is different too. Like they can be very particular with how you.
Oh my goodness!
But the one Airbnb we stayed at when we went to the Journey concert in Eugene, Oregon, and we stayed, and I thought it was a great Airbnb until we found a blood spot on a sheet. Did you hear what I said?
I heard it.
Yeah.
I can't believe you said it.
And they wouldn't tolerate that at the Marriott.
Yeah, hello.
You would go ring, ring, ring.
I know.
That would be.
I know. We're like,
room
this is
immediately.
terrible.
Hey, man, nice room. By the way, T in Conway texts in, my hubby and I went to our sister-in-law's memorial last May and stayed in Airbnb with my brother-in-law and his 2 adult daughters. The 5 of us were able to hang out in the living room.
That's nice.
Eat at the dining room and sit in the hot tub. we would have needed 3 rooms in a hotel, which would have cost 3 times the Airbnb. Loved it. And
there you go.
Hey,
That's
T,
perfect.
it went great. Now, T, here's the thing, T. Imagine if it would have went wrong. And that's the thing that's such a variable right there with Airbnb. No, I agree. When it goes right, that's awesome. You save money. You guys had a great time. But imagine going to the Airbnb and the hot tub that you guys got to sit in, the hot tub's closed. You're not allowed to get in it because the owners don't want to heat it up. You know?
Lower the rating.
And to G's point with hotels, if you take that extra money you use for fees with Airbnbs, you tip the housekeeping a little bit, they'll take care of you at the hotel. You know all about that.
Yes.
And the hotel points. You can't rack up points at an Airbnb. Come on.
Okay, keep texting us. Lori from North Bend says, you guys come for a staycation at Snoqualmie Inn. Our checkout is noon. Snoqualmie Inn. Noon. Yeah. I love it.
I heard Snoqualmie, you got to take out a second mortgage. that bad boy.
Not Snoqualmie Inn.
Oh, that's Snoqualmie Inn.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was...
yeah.
Where's
You're talking about the new Snoqualmie Resort and Casino?
I heard it's nice, though.
It's gorgeous.
I need to go out there.
I haven't been, though, to the hotel.
Oh, boy. Hey, coming up next, it's time for Agree to Disagree. Let's get to it. Gee Ursula. This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
Ah, summer in the Puget Sound region. Hanging at the beach. A nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch. And so much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Eric Butler here, General Manager at Kia of Everett. This Labor Day, reward yourself with the drive of the future. Go electric and save big.
Time's running out on thousands in federal EV tax credits ending September 30th. Combine that with Kia of Everett's Labor Day savings on award-winning Kia EVs, and you've got simple, easy, fun deals worth celebrating. Take advantage of this opportunity. Stop by today or visit KiaofEverett.com.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Seattle without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Seattle for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FREE to 64,000. Seattle is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Seattle and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FREE to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FREE to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FREE to 64,000.
Have you heard the saying, chuck in a truck? The guy running a roofing company out of his messy pickup? Well, here's the scary part. Washington doesn't require a test or experience to be a licensed roofer, and they definitely don't require a brick-and-mortar location. Chuck could be working out of his apartment with 0 employees, hiring random guys off the street. Yikes. And the SBA says 90% of roofers are out of business within 5 years. Jim here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we do things right. We have a real location on Central Avenue in Kent and a team of 50 full-time roofing pros who actually know what they're doing. We're not some fly-by-night outfit. We've put down roots, or in our case, a cement foundation, so you'll always know where to find us. No disappearing acts, no cut corners, just top-quality work from people you can trust. That's RoofSmart. Come see for yourself, or call us at 206-487-4877, or visit us online at GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Having your vehicle serviced is our stress-free promise at Subaru of Puyallup, with convenient service hours from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The Bear Gulch fire is now burning on more than 9,000 acres on the Olympic Peninsula. Crews are short 44 firefighters today. Border Patrol agents arrested 2 of them for being in the country illegally and escorted the rest off federal land. The federal government says it is cutting ties with the contract companies the firefighters work for. Fire Information Officer Rachel Lipsky insisting
the Border Patrol operation is not interfering with firefighting activity.
Hundreds of firefighters are battling the wildfire, which is 13% contained. There is concern ICE may be exacerbating a shortage of construction workers nationwide.
Boyd Worsham, CEO of the National Center for Construction Education and Research, blames part of the nationwide construction labor shortage on foreign-born workers laying low, scared of possible ICE raids.
Even if they are legal, I think there's a fear of a raid and then being called up in something that is very disruptive to their family and to them.
Construction employment has stalled nationwide. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The White House border czar Tom Homan singles out Seattle and other areas that don't actively help ICE.
Portland, Seattle. I mean, all these sanctuary cities that refuse to work with ICE, where we know public safety threats are being released every day into this country, especially those cities, we're going to address that.
Washington State's governor says local resources should not be spent, though, on doing the federal government's job for it. The director of the CDC, longtime scientist Susan Monarez, has been fired after resisting changes to vaccine policy advanced by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. She believes his policies contradict scientific evidence. It is getaway day for the Labor Day weekend. CBS's Chris Van Cleve reports.
American and United Airlines expect to fly about 7 million passengers this weekend. The FAA is forecasting the busiest Labor Day in 15 years. The Kittle family is hoping to beat the crowd leaving Washington, D.C.
Yeah, definitely nervous. We didn't know what to expect with the holiday. We thought it might be really busy, so we got here a little bit early.
Most Americans will drive, finding gas prices on average about 15 cents a gallon cheaper.
In Seattle, the average price for a gallon of gas is $4.56. That's 17 cents more than a year ago. The state gas tax increased over the summer. On Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 110 points. NASDAQ off 253. Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio Traffic Desk.
Yeah, hi, Heather Bosch. Home Comfort Alliance has our update in Renton, South 405 and Northeast 44th. A collision's on your right shoulder, but it's right at the end of the on-ramp, so it's affecting those trying to merge onto 405 and is causing traffic to jam up at the scene for everybody. You're backed up into South Bellevue. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour commute. North 405 is crowded through the Renton S-curves. South 5 heading into Seattle already slow from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle's at 20 minutes. North 5 is heavy just past the Michigan curve in the downtown. Eastbound 2 has a few miles backup as you head into Monroe, and then another backup forming through Sultan already. If you're heading to SeaTac Airport, we're seeing big delays at the airport. Traffic is jammed up almost the whole length of the expressway right now as you head down to the terminals. South 5 through JBLM already has a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup near the main gate, and the Kingston Ferry Terminal reporting a 1-hour wait for drivers. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the low 80s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show, and we are hearing of some new developments in the search for that man accused of killing his 3 daughters at a campground near Leavenworth. And there apparently has been some bones found. And KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has been tracking this story since those girls were murdered, and he joins us now here in studio.
Yeah, you'll remember that throughout yesterday and today, the big news and the big break in this case, if you will, was an announcement by the FBI and the Chelan County Sheriff's Office that on Sunday and Monday they had gone to the crime scene at the Rock Island Campground about 18 miles west of Leavenworth, and they expanded their search area and their search grid. Yesterday, they released a press release that said they had and they were confirming that they had several items that they had recovered from that expanded search scene at that campground where the 3 daughters of Travis Decker, the person you're talking about, were found back in May, early June. Here's what they're saying now. Apparently, according to FBI, and multiple outlets are reporting this, that some of those items include bones, and they are now testing at a crime lab. It could be their own FBI crime lab, which would be able to turn around results very quickly, whether the bones are animal bones or human bones. They wouldn't describe anything beyond that, only confirming that some of the items they found, and they found several of them, included bones. One thing that Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison told us during a press conference just the other day when they announced their expanded search grid was that based on behavioral analysis of other crimes, similar crimes and other crimes of this nature, what they found when the FBI expands the search zone is that within a quarter mile of the actual crime scene, most of the time that's when they find either victims or they find suspects, bodies of the suspects as well. He put that out there, which was interesting. But again, we can't confirm whether this is Travis Decker, these bones, but a very significant update that, again, bones have been found near that crime scene in that expanded search. We're going to be waiting for the results. Are they animal? Are they human? What are they? What's going on here?
Thank you for that update. And you will certainly hear the very latest here on KIRO Radio throughout the day if there is any sort of confirmation. It's just a sad, sad story. Yeah. But thank you, Luke. Appreciate you. Okay, it is time for us to agree to disagree, which is brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
All right, well, we all have that one person in our life. Could be your cousin, could be an uncle, could be your father, that loves sharing every single post they see online, even if it very clearly has misinformation in it. It's not true. Doesn't seem right. But when it happens again and again, over and over again, how often do you correct them? Do you tell them they're wrong every time, or do you oftentimes just leave the group chat on red? What is the right way to handle the situation? Ursula, you want to take it? No? G?
Yeah. I'm having G because G, it's real life for G.
Yeah. So I'm sure one of my cousins is listening right now, but I have an aunt, and I love her dearly. It's my dad's sister, and she's constantly sharing all kinds of conspiracy theories, and she'll send them to me personally. Lately, she's been sending them to me and my cousins in a group text, and I usually I don't say anything. I love my aunt. My dad would not want me correcting my aunt. He wouldn't want me just let her send it. She means no harm or anything. Bless her heart. Well, the other night, I think one of my cousins was drinking because it was late at night, and he just absolutely flashed. Yeah, he flashed.
He went after her?
He went after her, telling her how she's into these conspiracies, told her that she's too smart for that. And yeah, so here's my thing. If someone is like, that's their thing and they're just hell-bent on some of these things, sometimes is it worth it? Because it's a great chance that you're not going to change their opinion. They're probably all the way sold in. Look, it's one thing to do this with y'all on the text line or maybe on YouTube, but I'm not doing this with my family. Hey, look, if y'all want to if you like it, okay, great. I'm not going to do it.
And I think you hit the nail on the head because it depends on who it is. We could go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If there is no way that you're going to convince that person, what is the point, right? And it also depends on where are they putting that misinformation or disinformation. Mm-hmm. And at some point, you can also say, I love you, Auntie, or I love you, whoever that person is, but I don't need to see this. I think you and I just need to agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. And I would rather hear about what is going on in your life. You don't need to share any of these theories with me. I would rather know, how are you doing today?
You want me to read you verbatim?
Yes, I do. I can see you scrolling right now.
Okay, here we go. My auntie posts something in here. Guys, I don't think I have not heard about these claims, and she's sending us claims of Dr. Umar, y'all. If you know who Dr. Umar is, you know. I mean, this dude is something else. But anyway, she's a Dr. Umar follower, and my aunt goes, because my cousin flashed on her, and my aunt goes, I haven't heard what they're claiming about Dr. Umar, but I've also listened to him, but aren't you judging him without hearing the message? Disregard the other stuff. I'm just talking about this one thing about him. And to which my cousin goes, these are old Kevin Samuel clips that have just resurfaced. Dr. Umar's daughter hates him. That guy don't even take care of his kids he got. Let's just end this discussion, Auntie. I have no problems with the truth. I don't care about his record. The truth is what counts here, and I'm talking about this topic right here.
Oh, no.
And my one cousin, Darrell, goes, y'all night owls, go to bed.
You know what's entertaining to me? That your family has these group texts and these chats.
Yeah.
And that you guys are using it for that.
I didn't say a word. So I know most people would think that
you actually were taken up and you were just saying, hey, be kind to her. Yeah. What if they're spreading that misinformation on social media?
She does.
Oh. Yeah,
she does all the time.
Yeah, you know what I do?
What do you do?
I stop following them. I actually one of the people I loved most growing up is one of those that will share some things that really are disturbing to me. Just I just had to stop following her. I don't want to change my impression of her. It's like I would rather not.
Are you?
I still love her as the person that she was for me growing up.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to engage. I can't. I'd be too heartbroken.
Ursula, you ready for this? In April of 2020, she put a post on social media. No, excuse me. It was May of 2020. She put a post on social media saying that the coronavirus is not real and all this stuff.
Oh, no.
Well, the month before, her sister's son died Of COVID.
Oh, no. I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
what
I
do you say? Now, so you just stop following? You don't say anything to your family? I'm not saying anything.
It's not a family member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If they were family, would you say something?
Yes.
Sophia, do you say something to family?
It really does depend on how much I have it in me to fight. But, the mute button on the WhatsApp group chat exists. You can mute the chat. Just don't get the notifications.
I think mute is a good way to go.
You saying something to the family?
No. I like the mute button too.
That's what I'm saying. Robin Piala says, OG, I had a blowout with my aunt, pretty much the same conversation as your cousin. In the end, I don't follow her on Facebook, but we do communicate through the family chat. I don't know, man.
Just keep it to family things.
I just want to.
It never does, though. It never stays in the family. It always goes farther.
I just want to say that we have all had one or a few of those family members that's post conspiracies, says some racist stuff, right? You've had it, and you try to compartmentalize, and you're like, hey, look, Aunt Lois, I love you, but you can't say that. Anyway, all right, text message feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's Words to Live By.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM. Powered by MyNorthwest.com.
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intra-line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile, Wi-Fi, and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Carter Subaru wants to buy your car. Carter Subaru will buy your vehicle for top dollar, even if you're not in the market for a new one. And when you are ready to buy a new vehicle, your drive begins with savings at Carter Subaru. Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, your decking headquarters since 1907.
It's Gee and Ursula. Ursula, our buddy Shane had texted in and says, you guys have been on third base for the last 2.5 hours. Would you agree with that?
I think he's feeling our energy because both of us are a little tired and both of us are heading out of town.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. It's probably not what you want. You guys don't want to hear that.
Thank you. I know, exactly. These are our problems, not theirs.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for putting up with us on this Fresh Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with our text messages. Oh, whoops. Okay.
It's third base on Friday. Y'all think I got the news boss open?
I'll open my news boss on gun control at school, which has been a big topic.
Yeah.
And was it Graham Kapowsin?
Kapowsin.
Yeah,
Yep,
where the kid brought the gun to school.
Yep.
Chris in Marysville said kids need to be held accountable for their actions, especially when they're carrying weapons into schools, with the caveat being parents should also be held accountable for the actions of their kids. Carla from Roy says, I don't know how schools can be responsible for youth accessing guns outside of the school day and off campus. They can have safety protocols for what happens while students are under their care. It's the number one job of educators to keep students safe. That's the training and information we have as school educators in our state. However, we can only do so much to prevent what happened. There must be some parental responsibility for students' activities. So true.
Agree, Carla.
So true. Tom in the 206 says, I'm really depressed over the pundits and polls offering prayers for the Catholic school students in Minneapolis who were killed or wounded in that mass shooting. Excuse me, but these victims were praying in a church when they were shot at, and it didn't protect them. These victims don't need prayers. Their physical and mental injuries demand solid action from the rest of us to stop as many idiots with guns as possible before the shooting starts. I am praying for common sense to infect those pundits and polls who offer prayers only as a solution. They are the ones truly needing the prayers.
Ursula, I'm going to jump back in just in case they do an audit from upstairs and they try to say G doesn't work. I'm going to make it. Hey, boss, if you're listening, see, I work. On the Christian protest this weekend, Sharon, the Scrabble savant, says, most of my Christian friends are moderate Democrats, as I am. In my opinion, extremes are scary. I dislike labels and sometimes feel hesitant about calling myself a Christian, as I now need to qualify that declaration as loving, inclusive, and reasonable.
On Washington's ICE arrests, Nancy on the Hood Canal says, I think this is the first time I didn't agree with you. I'm not for mandatory E-Verify for every U.S. company because I don't trust the system. They would just go after all the hardworking people that are here undocumented. I'm for targeting criminals, of course, but being here undocumented is not the crime. There's no pathway to come here legally anymore for people in poverty in developing countries. You have to have money to come here legally. The system is broken. But I do love the discussion.
I just want to say, Nancy, that is the best I disagree with you ever. I loved how you disagree with us.
On You Be the Judge, if you missed any part of our show, that one was at 10:30. You can listen on our podcast. But the family is now suing OpenAI after their teen son died by suicide. A lot of you had a lot of comments, including Lori in Lakewood. Many tech experts say it's already too late, that AI is already running the show.
Yeah. Oh, good.
But I wanted to mention one thing.
Okay.
206 said, thank you for this AI story. I just texted my family that we were having a deeper conversation about this, and it's useless.
Oh, here it is. All right, Ursula, time for your words to live by so we can get...
Yes, communication important. Good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity, but the most important thing in communication is to hear what is not being said.
Ooh, hear what's not being said. Nick!
I know we're all just itching for a longer break ahead as we're well past third and heading home, just hanging by a thread. So to all the ones who work the 9 to 5 and hang with us, have a happy Labor Day weekend without an office fuss. And wishing no one any hassle with Airbnb, sneaking in an extra body or a few to make it 3. Fingers crossed it's a more lax host with your party. They don't get on your case about any of those extra bodies. Just have fun out there.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Have a great Labor Day weekend. Ursula, listen, when you go to Vegas, by the way, you're going to Vegas. What you going to be doing?
I'll post some photos on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page. How about that?
Yeah, that's what people want. That's what people want. They want to know what you're doing.
I'm not sure if they do, but I'll do it.
Yeah, they do, especially with my homegirl, Sonia.
Yeah.
Sophia, what you doing this weekend?
Honestly, I don't really know. I haven't fully figured it out. I might go to Spokane. I'm kind of figuring it out. I do things last minute, as we know. So
man, you live a good life. I might go to Spokane. That must be nice.
I have a friend there. I was like, maybe I'll go on a little road trip.
I get it.
Huh.
First of all,
everyone's going somewhere, and I'm getting jealous, and I kind of don't want to be here.
I know, but you may be the smartest one not to go somewhere, so you avoid the traffic.
Nick, you got any plans, bro?
I'm just going to take the chance to relax at home. You know, no Rainiers baseball this weekend. I'm going to just take it
There we
easy.
go. Hey, happy birthday to my great friend, our great friend to the show, Liz in Gig Harbor. It is her birthday tomorrow on Saturday. Love you, Liz. Jake and Spike Show comes in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
The insurance world, it can be confusing. So have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U.
Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you 40 years old in great health and want life insurance coverage with no exam and instant coverage options? Big Lou can do that. Are you 50 to 60 with health issues and still want life insurance coverage with no exam needed? Big Lou can do that. Are you on meds for anxiety, sleep apnea, diabetes, or other health glitches and just want the best rate possible without a lot of hassles? Big Lou can do that. To find the most affordable term life coverage options for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou does term life insurance better than anyone else on the radio, and he may be able to get you $1 million to $4 million of term life coverage with no exam. For the best term life insurance deals in America, call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777. Remember, Big Lou is like you. Once a week, he can do that too. Call 800-230-2777 or visit Big